Now, we'll see whether or not that practice pays off. Again, folks, if you are just tuning in, thank you so much for joining us. Drop my man Simo a follow on his Twitch channel. This is TSM versus 100Blifted. No doubt, baby, no doubt. TSM is up 1-0 after what was, quite frankly, not family-friendly. At least the outcome in game one. I believe it was 13-3, 13-2, maybe either. It doesn't matter. It was ugly. And 100Blifted have found themselves in shambles, really, after map one, trying to find a way to bounce back up against this star-studded juggernaut that is Team Solo mid. We'll see the opening moments of the map. It looks like 100Blifted, excuse me, is a hard play over onto B. You see on the mini-map, the spike is headed that way. Cutler has spotted one. Subroza is able to put initial things to slow it down. Cutler not able to land the shots, but Drone is, as Morg drops as well. 2 members left for 100Blifted.
And, you know, this round is about to really fall apart here for the side of 100Blifted. They get the spike down. Yes, there's some extra credits. I mean, it is the pistol, still a possibility, but let's talk about that agent selection real quick. Oh, wait a second. Sonii, you're gonna, okay, it's close. You're about to do it to him, but it's Subroza. We'll clean up. We've got a Reyna, and we have a Viper. And so, if you think back to some of the earlier matches, we did go to Ascent last time, TSM against Homeless. And that was a map that Homeless barely made their way through. TSM just had such a stranglehold, but they didn't play Viper. Do you think that this is, I mean, I hate to say this, but not a lack of respect, but like, I feel comfortable enough that whatever agent I'm playing, I will still win? Or, similar to, you know, some of the previous tournaments that really have a lot less weight, and considering this best of 3 has a lot less weight, are they trying things out to see how they would feel against a team that could potentially take rounds off them?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's more that than just blatant disrespect. Viper just got a bunch of buffs. People are talking about how legit she might be. And you've got the rest of the tournament pretty secure, right? At least you know that you're getting into the playoff stages, so you can afford to risk a little bit. Holy smokes, Subroza. What the heck, man?
He just gets on out of there. He's like, I am seeing you later. Comes back for more, and it's the double kill for him. 4 on the round. They want him to get the ace, as he is now leading the charge. On the opposite side, it's Grego, and the long-distance judge. He will has to switch to the pistol. Oh, baby. And it's the jump judge shot from Drone. TSM kick us off with the 2-0.
Sorry, before that happened on camera, I think one of the things that I was mentioning was you can afford to gamble a little bit. You can afford to try something new, something different that might prove to be a pocket pick later on in the tournament. Again, Viper was and has been really a joke for the longevity of the game, but the different changes that just took place in this most recent patch can have a drastic impact on that. So I don't necessarily mind this pick. What I do mind is Hazed wasn't able to get that pick. Ninja, however, gets the best of Wardell as the opening frag of the round goes down.
You know, based on how we've seen TSM control the middle of the map for the past 2 rounds, I think we might see that a little bit more. Of course, the gun round for 100Blifted will make them feel a little bit more afraid to get involved. Subroza, that is a great use of the dismiss there. And unfortunately, we'll see no one on the catwalk now with the Lear. Look at how involved he's getting. Pushing up forward, having control of the middle. That really makes the attackers scared to peek, quite frankly, when you don't feel like you've got control. Already losing so many members in the battle of control for B, or at least for the courtyard. It's not looking good, but we'll see how the remaining 2 members... Drone, the jump judge. Man, that's clip. Ship that to Reddit. Oh, no. Drone, baby. Oh, no.
Yeah, this really feels like, again, TSM... just kind of styling on 100Blifted a little bit here. Sony's able to get one. He's going to get cleaned up. The 3rd kill going in the pocket of Subroza. But think about, you've got entry in Phoenix. You've got entry in Reyna. You've got entry in Jett. Like, TSM is communicating with their draft that they're just going to run at you or dash at you if you're Jett. And there's not a whole lot you can do. When you've got that level of pressure, if you aren't fundamentally sound, you're going to get exposed. And that's what we've seen so far.
Yeah. You know, Doug, I just got to be honest with you. 100Blifted, they really tried on the first half of Haven, and I thought they made some good strides. I think on a map like Ascent, like it'll be near impossible to get around with how TSM is playing right now. They're playing so damn aggressive. They're not letting 100Blifted even have the opportunity to have a look at what this site looks like. After those pistols, they are not even letting them in whatsoever. It's just frag after frag. It's a highlight reel. And they can find picks here or there for the side of 100Blifted, but TSM, they're just way too powerful.
Yeah, this is a proper stomp. A banger, if you will. Subroza at 13-1. Cutler and Wardell just got kills, I believe, on that round. Hazed has yet to die or kill anyone or even deal damage in a meaningful way, and that's how brutal this has been for 100Blifted. It's been all Subroza. The rest of TSM hasn't even really had the chance to play the game. And 100Blifted still kind of getting slapped around. So this is a painfully brutal map on T side. That's worth calling out. But I don't know that side difference is the equalizer here.
That's going to be the swing drone, just doing drone things. The judge, I think this map may be TSM sending a message to the Riot development team that the judge, sometimes it's providing a little bit too much power to the law. TSM have been using it non-stop, but the round ahead does look like 100Blifted could kind of swing it back into their favor. And with a frag like that, it's just down to Cutler. And he himself also has a judge. So we'll see what he can do in a 1v3, but it looks like 100Blifted are able to actually put a round on the board.
Well, don't count them out quite yet. We've seen crazier things in the past, but this is certainly a win, right? Being able to at least get the spike down. They're going to get the res as well. And it's not like TSA, it's not like Cutler needs to save, per se. They've been in firm control. They've been able to do whatever the heck they want on the map, so I don't expect him to fully save, but this is a difficult retake no matter what.
Having a look at the camera, and unfortunately that camera will come up empty-handed. But this may be the shot that you will remember for the rest of your lives. Cutler, as they'll now start to push forward, the judge finds one as he now will get sprayed through the wall. Grego, it's around 400Blifted, and you know, we asked ourselves at the beginning of Haven, was a 12-0 possible? And they found a round early, and they'll find another round early here. So the reason why I say that and why I say 100Blifted, I'm afraid they might get 12-0'd, it's because up against certain teams, TSM has 12-0'd amateur teams trying to get signed by rosters. And so I have to give 100Blifted that same level of respect that they feel like an amateur unsigned team. And as a result, that means the TSM, they've got better strats, they practice day in, day out, they frag better. We're seeing that here. And so I have to anticipate a potential 12-0. Once we get to attack, or sorry, once 100Blifted defend, we might see more space. We might see more rounds come their way.
I mean, just look at what Wardell's doing.
Yeah.
He's doing it with the judge. He's not even like... He's playing Call of Duty right now. That's how brutal this has been for 100Blifted. One member left on the side of 100Blifted, and he's not going to be up for very long. Moore gets caught, sliced and diced like sashimi. Wardell gets the best of him, 5-1. And the truth is, it's early. It's only 4 rounds separating these two squads. But TSM is head and shoulders above 100Blifted here.
You know, that play-by-play really gave me some bad memories. I think sashimi has given me some food poisoning one time.
Ooh.
I was up puking for hours, man. It was not good. So,
Man,
I don't mean to feel
so
bad.
sad.
I don't mean to make you feel bad. You're definitely not the cause of it. It was whoever made the sashimi. However,
That's a shame.
it wasn't a good time. I'll tell you that.
Well, hopefully your next experience with raw fish prepared by a stranger is much more fruitful. Ninja able to get the opening tap with a fruitful performance of his own. Not able to get Wardell, though, with the judge. Again, sentence has been brought. The anvil has been dropped as well. And Wardell, it continues to run right at 100Blifted.
Yeah, still 4 that remain, and it's the man advantage for 100Blifted. They'll use the run it back to clear out the site, but it's Wardell. He's thirsty. One more frag will give him another tailwind. And so that'll put him in another position to get some damage done. That's going to be the judge, and unfortunately, it's going to find its mark, and now he'll escape with 1 HP. Cutler there will help support from a distance, and now in the face of danger, it's Sonii with the sheriff, and there's a couple of deputies. Oh, but Drone, the limbo, makes it through the door. Showstopper seals the deal, and it's 100Blifted off of, quite honestly, a crazy wild round. They'll find the win.
I mean... And good on them, I guess, on 100Blifted. But the problem is here. Okay, let's take a serious look at what's happening. The score is 5-2. TSM is still not. Well, now they're starting to get rifles, but up until this point, they haven't even all been using rifles, and they have the lead that they have. Once they turn it on, right? Like once they start. I hate to say this. Once they start actually playing, it's gonna get even worse.
Ninja looking for some early picks with the op, but kind of comes up relatively empty-handed. I like the wall there. Viper mains, keep an eye out. That's a great wall to stop the op play from the side of the catwalk. As we are now seeing TSM give up complete control of the A site, but now it's Ninja. He's caught between a rock and a hard place, to be quite honest. The judge, even paranoid, will get the job done. And now the rest of the team say, who's next? Who's our next opponent? They'll push in towards, but little do they know Drone does not check his angle. It's Morg that'll take him down, and after backing away, it's the rest of 100Blifted trying to find the opportunity to keep the round at bay. Morg will find Subroza, and still it's that spike that's ticking down.
Hey, the TSM is just running at 100Blifted like a death ball, right? They're just this like mass of carnage that 100Blifted hasn't been able to figure anything out up against, but it is a 2v2 here. The spike is down. Wardell's looking to play this aggressively, trying to tag people up. He's going to get taken out, as is Hazed. And 100Blifted put up a very important round to try to keep this at least respectable.
Still, at this point, the consistent judge bias really tell us a different side of the story. The fact that TSM are able to still do what they do with the judges, I wonder really what that tells us about the weapon. Like, let's hypothetically say that TSM feel confident enough to just close this out and be done with it, right? My question becomes, is the judge great, or is it great against a team like 100Blifted?
Well, they're running 3 judges here again. So we're going to get an opportunity to find out. Wardell's going to get a chance here in just a few moments as he peeks through. Hasn't spotted anyone yet, but he's just on the other side of the cage. I love the way he's playing this, not being too aggressive, which is kind of insane for me to say, given how Wardell's played this map so far.
Yeah. Poison Cloud, of course, going to be up. Ninja spots one as he's up there on the doorway. Hazed will take him out, survive with just 1 armor, 76 HP, while the rest of 100Blifted, after losing their beloved Ninja in the middle, will still try and look towards the B site. It's the team that is hovering around the catwalk as well, looking for an opportunity to push in towards the middle, but it's Hazed who's being quite pesky, and they're going to try to smoke him out from both sides, while the rest of TSM, they're ready to get involved. Wardell will take out Grego, and it's the rest of 100Blifted that are now responsible for getting that spike up. Sonii from a distance will find one. Things are starting to get a little bit more close as Lex will find another. TSM just down to 3 with 100Blifted. Still need to find a place to put that spike down.
It's a pretty cool skin by Sonii too, by the way. I like that skin. That was a different variant from what I've seen. 17 seconds left on the clock in a 3v3 here. TSM has one member who's certainly worse for wear as far as health goes. They're going to have to get a move on, man. Bust a move. Morg's able to take care of Cutler as they try to get onto the site. Hazed is going to drop. That's going to leave things in a 1v3. Wardell, if there was ever somebody who we would want in a 1v3, it'd be Wardell. And, folks, believe it or not, he's dropped the judge. He's got a real gun now.
Unfortunately, I mean, if he gets a frag, he's about to meet the owl drone. He's about to get involved. He's looking for frags. He's gonna find Sonii. One more will swing. It's Lex. He's down to the 1v1 from distance. It's going to be Morg. That hasn't peeked him quite yet. The pre-fires are good. And, we'll see him at the last second. Tailwind, of course, going to come through. Might try to stick the diffuse here, but it's Morg who's going to be trying to spray through the wall. Spray's not going to connect. He's down to 18. Still might be able to stick it here, but Morg, he's looking for the peek, and the crouch. Cannot crouch hard enough as Morg will take him down. And it's 100Blifted that tie us up 5-5, keeping things close.
I guess. I mean, if you really want to, sure, on paper they're keeping things close, but again, we haven't seen, and I feel bad saying this, but we haven't seen TSM play, right? Like, we haven't seen them buy full guns. Wardell is still rocking the judge. And we just saw in the closing moments of that round, we saw what happens when he picks up a Phantom. So if they continue to play at this, it might be close for a little while, but 100Blifted to be just very blunt, brutally blunt. They're just severely outclassed in every single facet of the game.
Yeah. I mean, that also really aids to the fact how great TSM as a team is, right? Like, they're top 3 NNA, and in a match like this, what else do you expect other than TSM putting up a phenomenal fight? Well, sorry, not phenomenal fight. They're having a little bit more fun, but if things really started to get a little bit more involved, you would see TSM turn up the heat. You know what I mean? Like, right now, they're just having a good time. But 100Blifted, they're playing for real. They are putting their best foot forward. They find 2 picks early onto TSM. That's good. Still the 4v3, and TSM have the opportunity to make it back, but see how they do. It's Subroza that, even with the spray blindly, almost tagged. I think he tagged Morg down to 88, but now here comes the Viper Spin. That'll dissipate quite quickly, and that's Morg with 2, still down to 1. It's Clutchler. Can he clutch things out? There's still going to be 3 on the site. They'll try to spray him out. That's the shock dart as well. We'll take him down to 79. Morg ready with the flank up into heaven. And now, as they will start to hear him drop down, but he's trying to keep it quiet. Here comes the swing. There's one. Cannot find the second. And it's another round on the board for 100Blifted.
We're knotted up 5-5. Okay. Yeah, just a really nice play there by Morg. I believe that was a 3-piece for him, but 100Blifted is at least for now keeping it respectable, but it's gonna take more than that. Subroza's still popping off, 15-7. He's having himself a field day. Hazed again, hasn't even really played the game a ton. Ooh, I like this. I like what 100Blifted is setting up here. See if they can catch Wardell off the spawn. No, Ninja, you gotta hit that. You don't get many opportunities like that. Not able to land the opening shot on the ob, misses. That's a tough jumping shot. Anyway, 100Blifted had the right idea. They had a cool set piece, but just not able to execute.
He's gonna find one. Apologies for earlier. I really thought for some reason it was 5-4. Now it's 5-5. I'm sorry, I thought it was 5-4 when it was 5. Whatever. Point being, apologies. Mistakes have been made. Seeing some early looks at some frags. 100Blifted finding some great opportunities when it's for TSM just down to 3. We've seen how deadly Subroza can really be on the Reyna there. So Ninja gathering information. Might even actually commit, and indeed he will. Doesn't know that Cutler is on the opposite side and now having a look in towards the fish market. Will he find some fish? Will Clutchler come forward? That's going to be a showstopper that gets denied very early by the spray from the Cypher himself. And now it's just down to Ninja, and they know exactly where he is.
30 seconds left, so you got to keep that in mind as well. A 1v2 here in favor of TSM. The spike has not been picked up. Ninja's going to get a chance at somebody here in just a moment. It's going to be Drone. Yep, just on the other side of that wall there. Ninja as an op, that's definitely not the weapon you want in an up-close and personal situation. Meanwhile, Drone is more equipped, but we've seen crazy shots like this hit before. With 3 seconds left on the clock, we'll see if anyone decides to make a play here. Ninja just waiting. Drone just waiting. Nobody moving. Like 2 ships passing in the night.
Moving on to the next round. TSM got themselves a little lead here. Of course, we tied up at some point, but
This is a nice spot.
they are having a good time. Judges online, of course, we see that round after round. Economy's a little close, you know, for the side of TSM. I think Hazed, not really having enough to buy, will end up purchasing the Vandal. But here comes Wardell looking to get involved. He'll be dealt with quite handily by Grego. Now the rest of the team still looking to try to avenge their fallen comrade, but playing a little bit safer. This is that boom bot. Actually won't spot anyone. Finds Subroza at the end there. And that's the paint shells. Forces Subroza to back away. And we'll see how 100Blifted handled this last and final round.
Ninja with a nice shot there, getting the best of Hazed. A 4v3 slightly, but ever in favor of 100Blifted here. Doesn't look like the spike is going to be in play anytime soon. Now we see members of 100Blifted start to rotate over. It looks like the spike's going to be picked up, and for now, they may have license to get on to B. Grego's going to be toting the spike, and yeah, there's utility there on the side of Cypher to be able to sniff it out and try to impede it as best as they can, but they don't have personnel there. There's the run it back. It's going to clear things out, and that's going to be everything that TSM needs to know in order to get their Cutlers waiting in the smoke, seeing if he can spot anyone. Drop down, he's able to get one. He's going to get an opportunity at a second one here as Cutler peeks around the corner. Ninja, up close and personal with the op, is able to get the kill.
Oh, but Drone, he's ready. That's going to be Ninja that moves over, and it's the Judge that mows them all down. Now the curveball will seal the deal on the fate of the last and final member. It's Sonii giving us a 7-5 scoreline for the first half. Now Ascent. This is 100Blifted's opportunity to take us to map number 3. This is their chance. They're playing on defense. It's a defender-sided map. TSM, regardless of how powerful they may be, top 3 in an A, this is 100Blifted's chance to say, hey, we're going to deny you the 2-0, and we're going to take this to map number 3, which the map veto was done in the chat, so I don't actually know what that third map is. I'm sure our production team will let us know. But this is an opportunity for 100Blifted. They can hold strong. They can stop the TSM pushes. We'll see if they're able to do so.
I'll find them.
Looks like it's going to be an opening push onto B, a heavy stack. TSM, Morg is going to be the first line of defense. The Viper's wall, is going to go up. Morg sees what he needs to see and gets out. Ninja with a very nice paranoia there. He's going to get flashed and he's going to have to back off. TSM is just able to glide their way in. Wardell dashes in, gets the kill, and continues on his merry way. And look at them, they're hunting for blood. TSM just continues to run at 100Blifted.
Just down to Subroza now for the attack. It's the 1v2. It's still very doable, might I add, for Subroza. But for the side of 100Blifted, they could take him out if they know exactly where he is. So he might move over towards planting that spike down. Of course, it is Lex and Grego that now have to walk through their own slow orb to get onto the site where Subroza is located. But I like this rotate play. I don't think they anticipate him to be not in the back of sight, but rather over here the whole time. That's Grego, though. That'll take him out. A great round at that for the side of 100Blifted. They'll keep things in contention, close to TSM. And for those that may be wondering if 100Blifted are capable of closing things out here, taking us to map number 3, if they keep continuing that good fight against TSM, we will be going to split. It's the last and final map, which is still, at the end of the day, just as Ascent attacker-sided.
Yeah, but look, 100Blifted still has a lot to go before they get there. They're going to be rocking the triple Judge here with a Spectre, and I believe that was a Ghost to top things off. A little sprinkle at the top to try to get what they need in order to get past TSM. Morg, I like that play out of him here. Try to buy him enough time. Yikes, but Morg, once again, the Judge to the face. Wardell drops early on.
Still, they're going to make TSM pay with some judges of their own. Ninja and Morg will get the job done. A flawless round for 100Blifted. Wow. Keeping it close. TSM, of course, for those of you that have no clue what's going on or maybe just joining maybe your first ever Valorant experience, this is a group stage match for the PAX Arena Invitational. An Ignition Series stop for North America. TSM, regardless win or lose, they move on to the playoff stage. And for the side of 100Blifted, win or lose, they do not move on to the playoff stage. So if you might see TSM having a little bit more fun, you might see 100Blifted having a little bit more fun, it is because, you know, the result of this match doesn't really matter in the group stage scheme of things.
Ninja gonna get his chance here. And Sonii is as well. Sonii pushes in to the decay, pushes out, and he's able to get one, not able to get the other. However, as Subroza makes quick work of him, he's gonna heal himself up. Grego with the op, looking to see if he can spot anyone. Nothing doing yet. This is a 3v2 in favor of TSM. Make that a 3v1.
Just down to Lex here. He's going to get the spray down from TSM, and they're back in the lead, 8-7. Things are, of course, definitely close for the side of TSM, and now with the gun round out of the way, will they continue their domination? Will they continue to push forward? And quite frankly, on a map like this, you know, considering the rounds, it doesn't feel like a domination, but, you know, as much as I'd like to say Judge is a great top-tier end-of-the-line weapon, it is still the Vandals and the Operators that reign supreme. So to see it does kind of aid to the fact that TSM are having a little bit more fun. And so I wonder how the match would have looked like if they just all out, non-stop, strat after strat, guns blazing, you know?
Jeez. It'd be a whole lot of that. Hazed able to get the best of Lex. You see Wardell come from up top and gets pulled right back down to solid ground by Ninja with the Judge of his own. Cutler looking to see if he can tag anyone up. Ninja's gonna try to stay alive as long as he can, but he's gonna get blinded early on and cleaned up as well. Subroza giving him the business.
And just like that, TSM, they find one round, and 100Blifted pull it right back underneath their feet. Tied up 8-8. TSM had the weaponry online, and now it is not looking so good for them. Economy, of course, now starting to favor 100Blifted. And like I said, this is their opportunity to take us to map number 3. And for them, that would mean really, you know, quite honestly, now that I think about it, it would go down to a tiebreaker between TSM and Homeless. But I think TSM would win that tiebreaker considering they beat Homeless, right? Like, that makes sense in the tiebreaker scheme, right? So even if it went to a tiebreaker, they would still be first seed moving on to the playoffs. But 100Blifted, they want to prove that they can roll with the big dogs. And it starts here with a play like that. Well, sorry, that's good for TSM. But it starts here with their ability to keep things close against TSM.
Wardell is unbelievable. Able to get two with the Blade Storm and looking for more. There's the run it back. You hear it's been dropped. He's trying to drop some smokes, buy himself some time. Morg is going to get blinded out. Has to back off at least a bit, and you can hear the spike going down. The run it back drops. Wardell decides to go aggressive, waiting on the other side of the wall there. You hear the Viper's pit become a factor as well as Drone takes care of Morg, Subroza takes care of Sonii, and TSM continues to take care of 100Blifted with a flawless round.
Just when 100Blifted find themselves some victories, it's TSM having a quick look at Wardell. This is just Wardell things. This is when the AMG is out of the shop and in the garage. He feels the whole world of confidence on his shoulders, and you'll see the Blade Storm come out. It'll slice, it'll dice. The sashimi for Doug is ready to be delivered and served. And now, as we are seeing the next rounds to follow suit, it's TSM that have yet again have the round lead.
All right, now we see Wardell with an op as well. Morg has gotten a couple of picks in the opening moments with an op. So we'll see if he's able to keep that up. I didn't see if he had one in his pocket, but we do know what Wardell does. It sounds like he's missed. Lex gets the first one, but Hazed and Drone are able to clean up with a couple of their own. Subroza gets one as well, and 100Blifted drop like flies.
Still down to 2 here for 100Blifted, and they've got 4 that they have to deal with. That's the wall that's going to be going out for Morg. Here comes the swing from Drone, but of course, at the end of the day, it was just a clone. And now Morg trying to get a little bit more information as he pushes forward. Curveball's clearing his path. It's just down to him. Sonii already out of the picture. He was taken out by one of the TSM members, and now with the hot hands, somehow lands perfectly on his body. And that Phoenix spray really does signify how good Drone is on the Phoenix. Probably one of the best Phoenix entries in North America. And that's a pretty tall, tall title when you think about players like GMD for the side of Gen G that have also done a great job of IGLing from the Phoenix slot, but it's Drone that is in a whole nother league of his own.
Yeah, Drone at 16 and 11, having himself a field day. Wardell no longer has the op, going for something a bit more rambunctious, if you will. Not able to get a kill in the opening moments of the round. Ninja, you see him start to peek. He did spot one, tries to deal a little bit of damage with the wall bang. Looked like he tagged up Hazed just enough to make him think twice about it. Lex is able to get the best of Subroza. Ninja takes care of Hazed as well. He's about to get challenged. Drone, you've heard and peeked, but didn't spot him. Yep, Drone is able to get one. He's gonna curveball around. Ninja's flashed up. He's gonna go in. He's gonna get cleaned up. Ninja with some clean shots. You hear the Hunter's Fury come out by Sonii. Looks like, yeah, he's gonna be able to get the kill onto Wardell. That's gonna leave one member on the side of TSM. Cutler, you've done things like this before, but you ain't doing it this time. Ninja with the third kill of the round. 100Blifted gets the 9th round of the map.
Yeah. Things are close. Things are close. And that recon bolt at the end really sealed Cutler's fate. So now moving on to the next round. Don't have very many left. We are double digits for TSM, and 100Blifted one away from those double digits themselves. TSM judges no longer, as they've got assault rifles on deck. Operator as well in the hands of Wardell, and we've seen how that can really start to cook up. And so, as now the round before us unfolds, it's Wardell that does not connect it with Grego. Unfortunately had the boom bot in hand, but that Ruba will not be cleaning up anything as he gets taken out. Drone as well gets a little bit more involved in the courtyard, and Ninja will pay that price. So still down to the 4v3 for the remaining 100Blifted members.
And you see the spike on the minimap by TSM cheating around over on the A side. They've been walled off, so it looks like they're just gonna wait it out. There aren't, a ton of defenses on the side of 100Blifted here. You see the Phoenix still on the other side of the map. Lex has spotted one, tries tagging him up, gets tagged up in return. And for now, it's just biding his time. Now he's gonna get challenged, gets one. Cutler trades it back out, however, and gets right back out.
Sonii sees Hazed, then unfortunately loses that gun duel. Morg now last one standing. This puts TSM at 11-9 if he cannot really clutch things out. But here comes the curveball, and he's gonna actually, I think it's the toxic screen that allowed him to dodge it. But there's a lot of utility, and I'm not really sure he knows exactly where he is. I wouldn't know. There's just so much going on, and Hazed, you'll see Phoenix's beloved haircut pop through the toxic screen, and it's Morg that will end up falling. 11-9 the scoreline. TSM very close to closing this out 2-0, and 100Blifted, they're just holding on by a thread.
Phoenix really does have great hair, doesn't he? He's got that swagger to him. He's my favorite. Jet might be my favorite. I lied, but Phoenix is a close second. What's not to like? Yeah.
Well, I mean, listen. Let's save that jury until Killjoy comes out with not many days left in the battle pass. The next act includes a new map, includes a new agent, dubbed as Killjoy. So, and I think the cutout of the hair looks pretty crispy, so we might have a new contender. True. Yeah, we might have a new contender.
All right, we may not have a contender here much longer as 100Blifted find themselves on the cusp of dropping this Series 0-2 up against Team Solo Mid. Ninja and try to TP his way back into the back line. He's going to get cleaned up before he's able to finish it off. Drone picks up the spike. It looks like they're going to try to push through mid. As of, for now, they haven't really committed either which way. Lex walling off just on the entry to Cat. He's going to spot Cutler. Morg able to get the opening kill on this round.
Oh, Ninja, that was so close. Subroza was in a lot of trouble there. I like the repositioning. You don't really know if he hides towards Pizza. And so that leaves the 50-50 now, as the rest of the defense are holding strong here with him. Well, at least, sorry, it's just Sonii. And now the swing tells us that Omen isn't towards Fruit. Sonii will find one, though, but now Ninja in a very difficult spot. I like the move, though. In the cyber cage he goes, and he finds one onto Cutler. A great play now just down to Wardell. Spots the haircut that we've been talking about since forever. And actually manages to find the frag there too. So now the smokes go down. He's got to get the spike. And here comes the 1v3.
Yeah, Ninja has been brought back into the fold. There it is. The showstopper's been used. He's not going to be able to land the shots. Grego gets the kill. Wardell gets taken out. 100Blifted get around.
Whew. You know, part of me, I really want to try to give 100Blifted the benefit of the doubt that these rounds are close. Like, as someone that has not seen a lot of TSM, I can't personally gauge how hard they are trying. And that's no discredit to 100Blifted. I've just seen TSM in the past have a little bit more fun with some of the matches where they feel like they are dominating. And that's been against amateur teams too. That's not just to say like, oh, they feel like it's an influencer team, they're just going to stunt. Like TSM in previous matches against teams that have now been signed, I've just walked all over them and started to have a little bit more fun. And so now I'm really thinking the question, considering I haven't seen a lot of TSM or a lot of their play, how hard are they really putting in that effort? Because at the beginning, the first half, it didn't really look like a whole lot. And now it seems like they've turned it up, but by how much is the real question.
Grego trying to bide some time. A rare miss by Wardell. And he's not even going to get the chance to shoot again as Grego takes care of him. He dashes his way onto the site, and they're able to establish at least some semblance of control for the time being. But TSM double down. They want this site. Lex is able to take care of Subroza. Drone trades it out with a Guardian shot of his own. He drops. Drone with a nice two-piece there, and there's a neutral theft.
Yeah, Grego going to find Drone. Hazed there with the refrag. It's the spike that's about to go down still. We saw Morgan in this position before, and unfortunately, it did not really bode well for him. But now he's got the run it back. Unfortunate use of the Viper. Spit does find the Viper down below, but now that the Jello has expanded, it's up for Morg to really find another way in. The shots are good from Cutler, and it's match point for TSM. And they are looking good against 100Blifted.
Yeah, I think you're right, Simo. You mentioned that at some point it seems like they turned it on. They turned the dial up just a tad. We don't see 3 judges anymore. Wardell's still using one. But TSM seems like they just want to. They're at the point now where they just want to put 100Blifted away. And look, you give the kudos to 100Blifted, excuse me, for keeping this as close as they have, right? Like. Yeah. That's still something worth mentioning as Wardell goes in, dashes, looks like he gets right back out. He takes a good bit of damage. But you see on the minimap, folks, it's a strong push onto B. Morg on the other side of the firewall here, waiting for anyone to walk into his crosshair. Grego's able to get one. Morg, with the timing, not able to get one. His drone drops him. Grego is going to be coming back from the spawn. He's going to get taken out as well. This time at the hands of Subroza. A numbers advantage to TSM.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Sonii, tried to avenge his fallen comrade. TSM, they 4-0 their group. Really, I think the only 2 teams that gave them a lot of trouble were Homeless and 100 Thieves. For 100Blifted, they were not able to take a map off of TSM. Kept this one close. And we saw Grego, who, in my opinion, has been a big shining light